Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm very excited to dive into something that's got me really hyped after playing the demo, and that is the upcoming Shinobi Art of Vengeance. If you're a fan of classic ninja action or just love a good 2D platformer such as myself, of course, this one is shaping to be an absolute banger. Let me tell you that, man. This is incredible. Released by Sega and crafted by the talented people of Street Rage 4. That's right, guys, Street freaking Rage 4. It drops on the 29th of August, and yeah, I've been looking at many demos, previews, trailers, stuff on IGN and whatnot, and honestly, guys, I'm really hooked on this game, to be honest, in terms of its art, story, and this is why you should definitely get this game. For those who might not know, the Shinobi series has been around since the late 80s, delivering intense ninja adventures with Joe Musashi as the main protagonist. After quite a long hiatus, Art of Vengeance brings him back in the fresh 2D action platformer, but of course with a very modern change. Joe's village is torched. If you play the demo, you know that because it's in the demo, so there's no spoiler here, honestly. And his clan is turned to stone by some ancient evil, and now he's on a rampage of justice to basically get his vengeance and save his people. So, you know, the story is not like the most original story out there, but it doesn't have to be, because where this game shines is in the gameplay and art, which is just incredible. So the gameplay, you could summarize it in three ways: fluid, challenging, and quite addictive. At its core, Shinobi Art of Vengeance is all about mastering the art of being a ninja, right? Of course, in a very exaggerated way, but that's what games are all about. You wield Joe's iconic katana, the Oboruzuki, along with kunai throws, ninjutsu art, and powerful ninja abilities to take down waves of specific types of enemies. Each of them have certain quirks, so you have to approach combat sometimes in a different angle. The combat system emphasizes limitless combos where you can chain attacks seamlessly for those satisfying high score runs. If you got that beat 'em up vibe in Street Rage 4, well, this is infused with some platforming puzzles and of course quite a lot of exploration. You're gonna be leaping across rooftops, navigating military bases, scorching deserts, and other visually diverse but really beautiful scenarios. What really sets the game apart is the progression system. As you play, you collect amulets that enhance your abilities, like boosting damage and unlocking new moves. It's not just button mashing. There's strategy in how you approach enemies and obstacles. Previews from IGN Live, for example, and hands-on demos on YouTube show off action-packed sequences that feel responsive and quite quick, right? If you've played the demo, which is right now on Steam for free, you can just play it whenever you want, you know what I particularly mean. That first level alone has secrets galore, and after I finished the actual demo stage, I noticed that I only completed about 50 or 60% of the scenario. So literally going back to it, you can play it all over again because you unlock skills to access secret areas. So replayability is really there, kind of allowing you to play for longer and just get better effectively, right? Now the replayability is crazy because it has multiple difficulty levels, hidden collectibles as we just discussed, and also a post-launch content like the Sega Villain stage in Digital Deluxe Edition. There's plenty to keep you coming for more, because this game, guys, although from end to end the story may not be like 30 hours, it doesn't have to be, because the replayability is just so there and it's amazing. Now, visually, the game is a feast to the eyes. I mean, let's just be honest. The team at Lizard Cube, the artists from Street Rage 4, have given it a unique hand-drawn style that's vibrant, quite detailed, and full of personality. Sometimes reminds me a bit of Okami, to be honest, I don't know why. Enemies pop with color, environments shift from neon-lit urban sprawls to ancient ruins, and animations are so smooth. It's like fluid sword swings and explosive Nimpo special effects. The trailers, of course, show dynamic lighting and particle effects, so it's not really hyper-realistic 3D, it's more like a charming 2D with a classic feel, but on a modern hardware with special modern effects. The system requirements also are very forgiving, so if you're on a mid-range PC, you can literally play it at 180p 60 FPS without any issue whatsoever. You don't need a massive crazy RTX or stuff like that. The GTX, you can literally play it with no problem whatsoever. Now, talking about the price point for many people is very important because you don't want to pay like $70-80 for a game and then not really like enjoy it throughout and just finish it very quickly. So the standard edition is $30, but there are places like Fanatical, for example, where the game has gone as low as $13. The digital deluxe edition is $39.99 with a $36 pre-order, right? The game has an early access starting 25th of August, a starter pack, digital art book, soundtrack, and a extra stage. Now, the game is packed with so much content, so being able to pay maybe between $20 to $30 for this game in particular, I believe it's pretty damn worth it. The story, as we discussed initially, isn't reinventing the wheel whatsoever, but it's got, that feel of like heart, right? Joe Musashi quest for vengeance feels personal, with callbacks from the original Shinobi games that longtime fans will quite appreciate, to be honest. Newcomers won't feel lost either. It's quite accessible with lore woven into the levels rather than heavy cutscenes. Combined with a killer soundtrack, which is really cool, to be honest, it just creates an immersive world that kind of pulls you in every single time. Now, that is the question now. Why is it worth buying and why you should be excited? Well, look at this. If you're craving action that's skill-based, visually gorgeous, and doesn't demand hundreds of hours, and is not a Souls-like, this is really important to understand, now this is your game. It's affordable, multi-platform, and backed by a team that knows how to deliver polished and beautiful experiences. Also, if you're a retro gamer nostalgic from the Sega Genesis generation, this game could be literally your new obsession, honestly, guys. Now, at the end of this video, I also have to give you a fair warning why some people may want to skip this game. So, the game, of course, is not perfect. This is not like the biggest perfection in the world. The game has potentially some flaws, right? And these are some of the deal breakers. The shift to a more combo-focused beat-em-up style combat might not sit well with purists who prefer the classic Shinobi one-hit projectile kills and very strict platforming. They may feel like this is too casual or like it went on to becoming a combo kind of type of game, and maybe they don't like it, right? Some Reddit users, for example, have stated in comments that the game feels a bit too melee heavy for a series traditionally about ranged ninja tactics. Controversially, the PC version does include the Nouveau, so I know that many of you guys hate the Nouveau. As noted on the Steam DB, it incorporates the third-party protection, which has drawn criticism sometimes for potentially impacting performance because it requires online checks. Now, this game does not have high requirements because this is not a cyberpunk type of game with crazy graphics, right? So yeah, I don't think you will really feel any impact per se, but it's more like some people, I know for them it's a deal breaker, right? So yeah, if you really feel that this is a no-go for you, I fully respect that. But again, the developers are trying to protect themselves here because the game, again, you will not feel any difference if it has or not doesn't have the Nouveau, because this is not a heavy graphical game, and the developers are trying to protect their income on PC because otherwise many people will pirate this game like by the thousands, and in today's industry they're going to be losing a lot of money. So if you look at their point of view from a business standpoint, that's something that makes perfect sense. So guys, that's it for today's video on this one. Quite excited, and honestly, let me know what you think. Are you gonna buy the game or are you not? And as always, I shall see you later in the next videos.